So feet together to start with, and straight away you'll feel a connection into your bottom and through your legs. Then turn your toes to the corners and then align your heels in line with your toes. So your feet are now nicely underneath your hip bones. So we're going to tilt the pelvis. We're going forward and back, forward and back. So I'll come to the side just to show you. So we're doing that extreme, forward and back. And then if you can find that midway between those two extremes, that's your neutral spine, and that's where I want your spine to stay in a lot of the exercises today. Roll your shoulders back and down. Take one hand on your chest, one hand on your tummy. Perhaps close your eyes if you want to, and start to take some nice deep breaths. So breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. As you breathe, you'll notice that your chest and your tummy expand as you breathe in, and they contract as you exhale. Now on your next exhale, when you draw that tummy in, I want you to keep it in, keep it strong, but continue to breathe obviously, but expanding and contracting just your chest, keeping your tummy tight and braced. Open your eyes when you're ready and roll the shoulders round. So that's what we're calling our braced tummy, and I want you to keep that tightness all the way across from hip to hip throughout the exercises. Roll those shoulders. Let's just take the right one, roll. And the left. Two more. Take the right arm just up to shoulder level and down, and the other. Let's take the arm right the way up this time, right up to the ceiling. Let's drop the chin down and then come back with the head. So drop the chin, back with the head. So just working through the neck. One more. Let's turn to the side with the head, side and centre. And just a few more. I'm going to sweep my arms forward. I'm going to round out the shoulders, and then I'm going to open up the chest and drop the head back. So round out and open. And again. One more. Excellent. Side bend. So I'm taking one arm over and the other arm under. Wrapping those arms. Going to take one arm behind this time. Let's take the foot, bring it forwards, and the other one. So just tapping forwards with the leg. Tap behind this time, so tap the toes behind. Tap to the side, out to the side. That's it, lengthen through with the leg. Just take the arms up. A few more. Let's raise an alternate knee this time. So come up with the knee. Raise an alternate arm if you can. That's it, just try and get your balance. Keep you braced with those abs. Let's go back to that side leg, but this time I'm going to raise the leg off the floor. If you don't feel ready to do that yet, that's fine, just tap the toes. Again, it doesn't have to come too high, that leg, just lengthen it through. Let's do the same with the back. So back leg, but raise it this time instead of tapping down. But if you want to tap, that's fine. Squeeze that bottom as you raise that leg. Excellent. I'm raising the knee again. This time I'm going to try and circle out with that knee. So a little circle. A little circle. If that's too much, just circle your foot on the floor. Sit one more. Then I'm going to take this leg, I'm going to take it across and back. Across and back. So just working through the hip. Let's change legs. So take it across the front and back. Across and back. Let's take a little squat down this time. So sit back into your heels, pushing your bottom back. Sit, you've still got those abs nice and braced, tight across from hip to hip. Squeeze the bottom. I'm going to raise up onto my toes, reach up to the ceiling. So we're raising up with the heels, reaching up. So we're starting to work through the calves. Let's do an alternate one this time. So we'll raise one and lower, raise and lower. And start to work a little bit faster. So as if you're walking on the spot, raising onto an alternate heel. That's it. Start to exaggerate, push your bottom back. Excellent. A few more. Push the arms back this time. Sit, palms go back. Excellent. We'll do a little half roll down. I'll come to the side. Just drop your head, hands just above your knees, arch up the back, pull in the tummy button, bend your knees if you need to, and feel that stretch through the spine. And then come out of that and just extend the spine forward so it's nice and flat, a bit like a table. And then we'll scoop up again, so arch up and we'll flatten out. We'll do that again, we'll arch. And we'll flatten. Arch one more time, and then roll on up. Take your hands up and over, little back bend there. Excellent, let's come to the side and centre. Brilliant. Bring your arms down. Just circle your wrists as you come. Let's walk the feet out. Nice and wide. So your toes again are pointing to the corners. Just bend the knees, hold it here, and just move the shoulder just towards the opposite knee. We should start to feel a little stretch going on in the inner thighs. I'm going to hold it there. I'm going to straighten this leg, take it even wider, and gently come down with this arm. So we've got a real stretch now in this inner thigh on that straightened leg. We'll come and change over. So I'll straighten the other one and reach down. Doesn't matter if you can't get all the way down. Just come back to the centre, walk your feet back in, and come back up. Roll the shoulders. Let's just take a circle round with the arm. Excellent, okay. We're going to roll down to the floor to all fours. Now if you've got a dodgy back and you don't want to roll all the way, that's fine. Just meet us on the floor in a all fours position, okay? So we're going to roll slowly down, hang the head heavy. Bend your knees if you need to. Walk your hands forward and then drop the knees. Okay, so let's position ourselves properly. So we want our hands underneath our shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We want to make sure we're not flaring our elbows. So the inside of the elbow should stay inside. It shouldn't be flaring to the front because we want to work through the muscles and not through the joints. Okay? So just be aware of your positioning with your elbow. We're just going to take the leg that's closest to the screen and we're going to take that out. So we're going to come out with it and raise and bring it back in. So just the leg. So extend and bring it back. Now keep those abs braced. Get a squeeze on the bottom. And we want to keep our pelvis nice and still. So we're not rocking from side to side. We're keeping that pelvis nice and still as we raise that leg. So we're having to brace the abs to give us some stability. Let's change legs. Let's do the same on the other side. Extend and back. Extend and back. Now that leg doesn't have to come too high either, just coming up to hip height. So it's just like an extension of your upper torso there. Let's take the arm this time, just the arm, bring that forwards and down. So take that forwards. Extend, keeping the head down in line with the rest of the body, looking at the mat. One more this side. Let's change the hands. So again, we're coming forwards, extend and back. So extend with that arm. Notice how that feels. Keeping those abs braced, keeping that squeeze on the bottom, keeping that pelvis still. Your weight is distributed nicely between the two sides. Wonderful. Let's sit back a second. So we'll come back onto all fours, and this time we'll extend and raise the opposite arm and opposite leg at the same time, okay? So get into position, take it forwards and bring it back. Now swap over. So we might start to get a bit wobbly now. So really brace those abs. Really squeeze the bottom. Make it a lovely controlled movement. Keep breathing. Try and breathe out as you extend the leg away. And try and make that, when you bring the arm and the leg back to centre, make that as smooth and as controlled as when you take the leg and the arm forwards. How are we doing? Make sure that pelvis is staying still and it's not rocking from side to side. Even when you do that changeover with the leg and the arm, that's the point where you might want to rock that pelvis. Just give me one more on each side. And we'll sit back and rest. Just give your wrists a little roll round. And we'll just add one more to that. So we'll come back into our all fours position. We're going to extend and raise. Then we're going to bring that hand back and tap that knee. We're going to extend and raise again. And then come back and swap over. So extend, bring that hand in to tap that knee, extend again, and swap over. So extend and raise, bring that hand to tap, take it back, into, extend, and we'll do one more on each side. Bracing those abs, remember, and one more. And back, well done, sit back. Rotate the wrists, loosen off, and we'll come straight down onto our tummies. Now this is where you might need your roll towel, or I've got a little mat that I tend to use, so that when I come down, my forehead is just leaning on the little rolled up towel or the mat, so that your nose isn't squashed on the floor. So I'm going to have my hands at the sides, elbows bent. I'm going to start by just raising the chest and lowering. So I'm breathing out as I raise the chest and lowering. So breathe out as you come up and in as you go down. Let's go a bit slower. And lower. You've still got your abs braced, you've still got a squeeze on the bottom, and your head is coming up in line with the rest of your body as you raise the chest. So you're not jerking your head backwards, you're still looking at the mat. You should start to be feeling a little pinch or a little something going on in that lower spine, in that lumbar spine. Try not to put too much pressure on your arms as you lift. Let that lift come from the muscles in the back. Just give me two more. And when you've done your two, just pop your hands forward, lean your forehead on your hands, and we'll work on the leg. So we're just going to raise the leg and then bring it back down. Raise and lower. Now the hips are staying on the floor, so you're not raising very high. And you're thinking about extending that leg. So lengthening that leg through. Squeezing that bottom. The abs are still braced. Just give me two more, one on each leg. Excellent, well done. Pop your hands back to your sides and we'll add the chest lift with the leg raise. So we'll come up and raise the leg and lower. So we'll come up, raise the other leg and lower. If it's too much with both, then just do one or the other. Either just raise the leg or just raise the chest. Two more. Excellent, well done. Gently bring your hands to your sides. We're coming up, sitting back onto the heels, arms forward. Take a little rest there. Release the spine. You stay sitting back. Hiya Joyce, hiya Sue. We'll come to sitting position now on your mat. Now sit however is comfy for you. You might find if you've got your little rolled up towel or a little pad or something, if you sit on top of that, that's even more comfy. I like to sit with my legs crossed, that's my favourite position. Some will like their legs forward, straight. Some of you may want to kneel, whatever. We're going to work the upper back, so it doesn't matter how you sit, okay? I'm going to sit cross-legged. So I'm going to bend the elbows, keep your elbows nice and tight into the sides, and we're just going to fan the arms out and bring them back in. So fan them out and back in. So we've still got those abs braced, we've got our shoulders back and down. Now as these arms come out to the side, visualise in your back those shoulder blades coming towards each other. They're coming together as you open up with the arms. That's it. Keep breathing. Now, if this is as much as you want to do, that's fine. If you want to change this slightly, still getting into the same muscles, we could do a V and a W. So we can extend to the ceiling and then pull back. So extend and pull. So when we pull back, our elbows are coming just behind the line of the shoulders. And we're dropping those shoulder blades down and together as we pull down. Keep breathing. I'll come around and you can see, keep going. So we're coming up, pulling back. Take a rest whenever you need one. Well done. Hold it there. I'll just come back round. Let's take some little side bends. So take one arm over and the other side. So make sure that both your bottom cheeks are staying on the floor as you bend to the side. Don't raise one right the way off. Keep them both down, sitting on the mat. You're just getting that bend through the obliques, down the sides. Let's go back to the arms. Let's fan out, out, and in, and again. Then let's do that side bend. Over, and over. Now you can do the fan arms again, or you can do the V and the W. And the side bends again. Let's do that again. So let's fan the arms, coming out and in. Side bend, over and over. VW. If you want it, we'll go back to the fan side. So fan the arms out and in. Side bend, over and over. VW if you want to, otherwise the fan arms. Side bend. Should we do one more? Fan the arms. Side bend. VW if you want, or the fan. And side bend, over and over. Excellent, well done, well done. Roll the shoulders. Just take your arms behind, stretch through the chest. And just bring your arms forward, round out the shoulders. And just circle the arms a little and roll the shoulders round. Right, we're coming down to the side now. How are we doing for time? So, onto our side. We're going to come all the way down, and I'm going to cushion my head on my arm. My arm's not directly straight above my head. It can be if you want it. I haven't got room, but it can be slightly off on an angle. You can still cushion your head that way. Gives you a little bit more stability if it's not quite straight ahead. Now this bottom leg, I'm going to bend it 90 degrees, and then my top leg I'm going to extend. So I've got my hips stacked, one on top of the other, and this top leg is off the floor about hip level, okay? So that's a little bit of a challenge to straight away, because we're holding that leg so it's nice and level and parallel to the mat. This arm is here for support. We're going to raise the leg and bring it back down. And as we raise, we're going to point the toes, and we're going to flex the foot as we lower. So we're coming up and lower. Raise and lower. That's it. Extending away with that leg, lengthening it through. Those abs are still braced. There's a squeeze still on the bottom. You've got those hips stacked, you're not rolling. Hold the leg here, we'll take it forward this time. Bring it forwards and take it back. Okay, so how much it comes forward is up to you. So if you're only coming forward a little bit, that's fine, don't worry. But you'll start to feel it now. You should be in that bottom cheek and around that hip area where we're holding the leg up and we're bringing it forwards. Keep breathing. Give me 2 more. Take a rest whenever you need one. And 1 more. Brilliant. We're going to bend this knee this time. Bring this knee up so it's level with the other one and extend it back. So bend the knee, bringing it up and extending back. Keep breathing. Are we okay? Just 2 more. Ooh, can you feel the hip? 1 more time. Lengthen through, well done, and then bring that leg forwards and give it a little tap and a little rub right in that hip there. Well done. Come and sit up. Take that arm, give it a roll where you've been leaning on it. Bring it across if you need to. And if you want to loosen off that hip even more, you can take that leg across and look over that shoulder. Stretch through that hip there. Brilliant. Before we go to the other side, we're just going to work using the arm that we've been leaning on. We're going to thread that under. We're going to get some rotation in the upper back, okay? So come on to all fours again. And this time, just gently drop back slightly with your hips. Not too far, but just a little bit. And then that hand that we've been leaning on, we're going to thread that under, palm facing upwards. And then draw it back and up with the elbow. So coming under with the palm, facing up, and back up with the elbow. That's it. So we're trying to get a rotation through the back, but the hips are staying where they are. They're not rocking from side to side. They're not moving backwards and forwards. It's like the bottom half is in concrete and it's not moving. Just give me 1 more thread through. Well done. Sit back again. Let's just circle the wrists. And we'll come to the other side. So down we come. So we'll set ourselves up again. So we'll cushion our head on the arm. Now that bottom leg comes out 90 degrees and the top leg is at hip height. Your hips are stacked one on top of the other. You're not leaning back, you're not leaning forward. You want them nicely stacked on top in a nice vertical line. Okay? Squeeze on the abs again, squeeze on the bottom. We're going to raise and lower. So we'll raise, we'll point, and we'll flex the foot as we lower. So we'll raise and flex and lower. Keep breathing. Try and breathe out as you take the leg away and up. Think of lengthening that leg again. You're squeezing those abs. They're nice and braced. We'll have 2 more. 1 more. Then we're going to bring that leg forward. So bringing it forwards, taking it back. Keeping those abs braced, keeping those hips stacked, one on top of the other. You're not rolling forward as you bring that leg forward. So we should start to be feeling something here, in the bottom, in the hip. Let's have 2 more. Remember to stop anytime you need to. And then we'll bend that knee this time, drawing that leg forward up towards the other one and extending back. So bringing it in and extending back. We do 2 more. One more. Extend that leg. Oh, well done. Bring that leg over. Give that hip a little rub, a little pat. And come up. Circle off that arm, that shoulder that you've been leaning on. Take it across if you need to. And if you want to stretch that hip a little bit more, take that leg over and look over that shoulder. Oh, I can feel that now. Okay, we're ready to thread through with this arm that we've been leaning on. So onto all fours. Set our hips back a little bit and bring that arm through. Palm facing the ceiling, bring the elbow up and back. Coming under. So rotation through that upper back. Keep your hips still, not moving. Back there, circle the wrists, excellent. Let's come on to our backs this time. So I want you to find that neutral spine when you're lying on your back, like we did when we were standing. So tilt the pelvis to one extreme forward, to the other extreme back, and then find that middle point that's right for you between those 2 extremes. Some people will have their back flat on the floor, some people will have a little arch. That's fine. Just find that midpoint that's right for you and maintain that neutral spine all the way through these exercises, okay? So take your arms by your sides. We're going to raise an alternate foot. So we're coming off the floor and back down. So we're raising into a tabletop position with the leg and then back down. So we're bracing those abs. We're keeping the pelvis nice and still. It's not rocking backwards and forwards as we change and lift the other leg. And we keep breathing. So we raise and lower, raise and lower. If you'd like to add some arms to this, you can take the same arm back as you raise that foot off the floor. So take that arm back. I keep hitting a wall here, so. But you extend your arm behind. Just do one more. This time, take the arms back down. I'm going to raise one leg up, hold it there, and I'm going to raise the other leg to meet it so they're both in tabletop. And I'm going to put that first leg back down, and then that second leg back down. So we'll raise the first leg. Now really brace those abs as you raise that second leg, because that is when you'll feel those abdominals really, really start to have to work when both legs come off the floor. So really tighten. Take that leg back down. Let's swap over the lead leg this time. So we'll raise the other one. Take that one down. Keep swapping mine over because I've forgotten which side I've done. If you want to add the arms in, you can. So take one arm back and hold, take the other one back, and then bring the arm forward as you drop the leg back down. Make it really controlled. Bracing on the abs, keep that spine in a real neutral position, remember, as you raise those legs. That spine is not moving, it's not arching. One more time. Well done. Bring the knees into the chest, give them a hug, a little roll round, and a roll the other side. Brilliant. Let's just do one last exercise. So feet flat on the floor, and we're going to tilt the pelvis again forward and back to those two extremes. So we'll hold here and we'll tilt one way and we'll tilt the other. So we're working through that pelvis, we're working through that lower spine. I want you to brace those abs, squeeze the bottom, and you'll also start to squeeze those pelvic floor muscles as you move in between the two. Okay, so you're curling that pelvis forward and back. Do two more. Now if you want to stay with that, stay with that. Otherwise, tilt the pelvis, curl and come gently up with the hips and the bottom. And then I want you to reverse that and gently come back down, bone by bone, all the way melting back into the mat. So tilt the pelvis, come up bone by bone, really articulating that spine, squeezing the bottom, bracing the abs, and gently come back down, bone by bone. The pelvis again is staying level, it's not tilting as you come up. And lower down. So come up. So think of that spine, it's like a little bicycle chain with all those little cogs and they all need to work individually. We shouldn't have blocks of our spine which move in one lump together. Each vertebra should be able to move individually. Let's do 2 more. And 1 more. And back down. Lovely, well done. Bring your knees into your chest and gently roll from side to side. Massage that lower back. Just be careful if you have got a bad back. You don't need to rock forward, just bring the knees in. And take the other side. Pop your feet on the floor. Take your arms out wide and just drop your knees from side to side. Just releasing through the hips. Keep your shoulders down onto the mat. That's it, just loosen through. Come back to centre. You take one leg, extend it up, hold behind the back of the calf or behind the thigh, and gently draw that leg forward into a hamstring stretch. Point and flex with the foot there. And as you flex, you'll feel that stretch. Go a little bit closer down towards the heel and into the calf. And then gently rotate the ankle round. Let's go back the other way. Just angle your toes to your opposite shoulder and push out your heel. Draw that leg forwards. Gently come back to centre and do the opposite so that the toes point to the opposite corner and the knee and the heel to the other one. And again, draw the leg slightly forwards. And you'll feel that stretch just change slightly down the back of the leg in those different foot positions. Bring the leg back, pop it across onto the other thigh, flex that foot, draw that leg off the floor and aim that knee towards the right, the same side shoulder, and you should feel a nice stretch in the hip and the bottom on that bent leg. Think of pushing away with that knee as well, so that it's not, you're not pulling it forward, you're pulling that, pushing that knee away. We'll pop that foot back down. And we'll swap that leg over. So we'll take the other leg up, extend it, draw it forwards, and we'll point and flex with the foot. And then just rotate the ankle round. And rotate the other way. Let's turn those toes to the opposite shoulder. Flare the heel to the opposite corner. And you'll feel the stretch change slightly down the back of the leg. And then we'll turn it to the opposite position, so the toes will go to the opposite corner and the heel to the other side. Draw that leg forwards. Then bring it back to centre. Pop that foot across. Flex that foot. Gently draw the leg in. Aiming that knee towards that same side shoulder. Think of pushing away with the knee. And you should feel a nice stretch here in the hip and the bottom. Pop your feet back down. And then gently drop your knees to one side and take your arms up to the opposite corner. And we'll come back to centre and swap them both over to the other side. In that lovely stretch through the side there. Come back to centre. Let's roll yourself over. Come onto your tummy. Rest your forehead on your arm. Take one heel into the bottom and stretch through the front of the thigh, pushing the hips towards the mat. And we'll change leg. Come up onto all fours. We'll take a cat stretch there, so we'll arch up the back, pull in the tummy button, looking through the knees. And then back to neutral. And we'll sit back onto the heels, taking the arms forward. Up there, take one leg forwards, 90 degrees, and just tilt the pelvis forward and back so we can stretch through the hip flexor on that back leg. So hold the pelvis forward and you should feel a stretch here where the hip and the leg meet. Swap that over. So 90 degrees. Tilt the pelvis forward and back. And hold it forwards, feeling that stretch there in that hip flexor. Put your feet back down, knees back down onto the mat. And then if you can, push up, hips towards the ceiling and just walk through the feet, dropping an alternate heel again. And if you can hold both heels towards the mat, you can bring your hands in a little bit, push your hips up towards the ceiling. Feel that stretch again through the calves and through the hamstrings. Then bring your hands towards your feet. Roll up if you want to, or just hinge back up. Take the arms up. Little back extension. And just bring the arms back down. Roll the shoulders. Let's sweep those arms forward. open up with the chest. One more. Excellent. Just drop the chin. Take the head back. And again. Roll your shoulders round. Let's take a lovely deep breath in. Down. And out. Circle your wrists. Come back into your lovely posture. Roll the shoulders down. Take your arms up and give yourself a lovely clap. Well done. Thank you very much.